Hey guys, it's Fox here with another video, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we obtained the boss key to Stone Tower Temple, meaning that we're almost done. By the way, since you noticed that the sun is there on the ground, it's because we're in inverted Stone Tower Temple, which is, of course, all interesting, the fact that we turn the world upside down. Anyway, in this episode, we will be completing the temple, finally. Yay, I'm happy about that, even though that this is my favorite temple, as I have said many times. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and drink my Chateau Romani. I didn't do that last episode because we were okay on magic, but at this point we're kind of running low, and there's no reason not to, because the only time limit as far as the unlimited magic is just this entire time cycle, so I mean, technically I could have used it right when I got it, but I just wanted to wait a bit. So, maybe we could dodge these. Oh, wow, okay. Well, that works too. Okay, and there's those flying jars. Anyway, once again, there's nothing to do in here except for this old deck of flower. Just kind of pointless room. Well, there's that chest on the ceiling, but we already got that. Alright, so, technically, we are supposed to be going in that room over there. However, last episode I actually forgot to do something in here because I just completely overlooked it because the room is, I guess, slightly hidden. So if we come up here, there is a room over in this corner. And I didn't want to do that quite yet. Okay, hold on, let's go back. And we're going to get a stone mask out, because these things are probably one of the most powerful enemies in the game. This is the Death Armos. Basically, they crush you, and it is very painful. There's no reason to really kill these guys yet, but if you notice, they have a goddess switch on them, which you can't shoot, that turns them upside down. There's no need to kill them now, so I'm not going to do that. And it is kind of more complicated, honestly, but yeah. So anyway, there's a chest over there, and just like most switches in this dungeon, we need to play the Elegy of Emptiness. I've gotten really good at playing it, by the way. I played it really fast that time. I'm kind of surprised that I got it, but yeah. But you know, honestly, that may be actually one of the last times I play it. One of the last times. And we get a small key. So by the way, with the stone mask on, you really don't have to fight a Death Armos in this dungeon at all, which is much better. I wouldn't recommend trying to fight them because they are very difficult. Are they even possible to kill? I'm actually not 100% sure if they're possible to kill, but you know, whatever. Anyway, here's another one there. So make sure you have your stone mask on coming in here. And here's a switch that is going to make a chest appear yet again on the ceiling, which actually is the ground. But since we're upside down, it's the ceiling, so it's on the right way, but it's the wrong way for us. Anyway, that's just making everything more confusing, but this is Stone Tower Temple, so everything here is confusing. Alright, so what we're going to do is get our hookshot out, and the hookshot where? Oh, well, I guess just hookshot that chest that we just spawned. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and over here is the locked door, which we will use our key for. And here's that Igor that was all like aggressive. He's so much more threatening than that other Igor. I mean, seriously, that other Igor was just asleep. He was asleep. This one was just like shooting its lasers and rapid fire at nothing. And now that we're here, it's just going wild. Alright. Just gotta make sure it doesn't have a chance to hurt me. Freeze it. Okay, there we go. Now, killing this thing makes something kind of interesting happen. A chest is going to appear here, and it's going to give us what I consider the second dungeon item. Oh, we were just on the chest! Oh my god! I love being on chests. I barely ever on a chest. Anyway, so in here is what I consider the second dungeon item. Well, I'll explain more once we actually open it. So, let's open it. And we get the Giant's Mask. Within this mask lies the might of a giant, but can you use its power anywhere? Basically, this mask gives you the power of the 4 giants, and it turns you into a giant yourself. By the way, the answer to that question that was asked at the end of that dialogue is no, you cannot use that anywhere. In fact, you can only use it in the boss of this dungeon. So, Mostly it's pointless, but it is a cool mask for when you're actually using it. So hitting this switch is going to make another upside down, really right side up chest appear. Which, by the way, that chest along with the other one that was I was getting all confused about, go with the remaining stray fairies. As you can see, we have 11 to 15 left, which actually, I think I may have missed one. I should have 12 at this point, which is gonna make it kind of confusing. But anyway, that's something I'll deal with later. We only have 11 of 15 though, and we're so close to the boss, which is kind of peculiar. So we are actually going to come back after fighting the boss. We're not going to get all the stray fairies before, like we usually have been. Don't fall off. Okay, now here you have to be kind of quick just to make sure that those spike log things don't hit you. And already, here we are at the boss. I don't know why I'm saying already. It's been like 4 episodes doing this thing, but already for this episode, we're only about 5 minutes in and we're at the boss. So, even though we don't have 100% of this dungeon yet, still have some more stray fairies, but we're gonna head in anyway. Now, walking in, you may have noticed that there is actually a chest on the ceiling / floor above us. This is where we fought the Gara Master. If you remember, he jumped down, and this is where he jumped down. Now, I just want to explain something kind of quickly, so I'm not going to do the dramatic thing where I'm like all silent and the boss comes out, because I'm going to be explaining a theory. What I think is, this area where the boss is actually a desert. Well, I mean, that's a fact. But I believe that it is like an endless desert in a separate realm from both Termina and Hyrule, in which Majora's Mask was imprisoned. That's quite a complicated theory, but in short, that's what I believe this place is. So anyway, the giant masked insect Twin Mold, which could have possibly been the guardian of Majora's Mask? Anyway, Twin Mold. Honestly, Twin Mold is a fairly simple boss with the Giant's Mask. If you don't have the Giant's Mask, well, I mean, you're going to have it at this point. You have to use light arrows. Well, I mean, you can use normal arrows, but light arrows, of course, are going to do a lot more. But since we have the Giant's Mask, we're going to go ahead and use that. So its weak spot is its head and the tip of its tail. With the Giant's Mask, you're just going to slash it with your sword. Now, the reason that this boss is going to be kind of simple is because, yeah, you will have access to the Giant's Mask at this point either way. However, we have the Chateau du Romani currently enabled, so it's going to give us unlimited magic. The Giant's Mask takes magic power every second. I don't know exactly how much, but it does drain quite quickly. So at this point, we're pretty overpowered because we can become a giant for an unlimited amount during this battle, or an unlimited amount of time at least. So if you're a giant, a word of advice is to always have the control stick pointed forward when you're slashing it, because it's going to be difficult to hit him with horizontal attacks. You're always going to want to do vertical slashes, and holding the control stick forward is going to help you accomplish that. Alright, so with that, we already have the first one down. Which, by the way, those pillars that are all around, well, thanks for that. Those pillars that are all around all have magic in them. So if you were to just have the Giant's Mask and not the Chateau du Romani, you would be able to replenish magic more or less quickly. You can just, you can just attack those pillars as a giant, or I believe you can bomb them as well. So maybe just a couple more hits with their sword. One more. There we go. And with that, we have taken care of Twin Mold. You've seized Twin Mold's remains. You have just freed the innocent spirit that this dark mask had kept imprisoned within the body of evil Twin Mold. Well, we've helped all of you. That's all we can do. Call us. That's what they're saying. Without being told, we understand. So now you'll help us out in exchange? We'll call you from atop the clock tower, so do something about him, alright? What? Their voices sound sad. You don't want to? Forgive your friend. What do you mean by forgive, huh? What friend? So that's kind of interesting. Gives you a hint of what is to come, if you think about it. And with that, we have restored Ikana Canyon. So, it is still kind of dead because it's Ikana Canyon and it's meant to be dead, but you know what? It's better than it was before, I guess. There's no creepy Gibdos and no creepy song going on. So anyway, like I said, there are still 4 stray fairies in the temple, although there really should be 3. I think I missed one. But we're going to go ahead and go back and do that. So, for the sake of time, I'm just going to cut between the several ones. So, the first one is here in the entrance room in normal Stone Tower Temple. Just right away, it'll be right here. This is one of the switches we hit earlier this episode. The second one's going to be over here in the room directly after we fought the Gara Master, which is actually the room straight before the last boss. Once again, in normal Stone Tower Temple. Next one is an inverted Stone Tower Temple, which is in the room with the bridge and the water room. Over here, we want to use our Deku Flower to get the 14th Stray Fairy. And the one that I forgot, in this same room, we want to shoot this sun switch. So we want to shoot this sun switch. I said we wanted to shoot the sun switch. Thank you! Thank God we have the freaking unlimited magic. Anyway, that's gonna make an upside down chest appear. So we want to head back to the normal Stone Tower Temple, come underwater, and retrieve that chest. Or retrieve the fairy from the... I knew that was gonna hurt me. I was hoping I would escape it, but maybe not. Oh well. Alright, so, now that we've gotten all the stray fairies, right outside of Stone Tower is the Great Fairy's Fountain. Oh, compassionate young one, I am the Great Fairy of Kindness. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. As thanks, I grant you the Fairy Sword. And yes, so with that we get the Great Fairy Sword, set it to C to use. With black roses etched into it, the Great Fairy Sword is the most powerful of all blades. Come see me whenever you are overcome by weariness. So we get the Great Fairy Sword for collecting all the stray fairies. Now the Great Fairy Sword is a C item. Reason being, it is a two-handed sword, as you can see. And many of the puzzles in this game, even after Stone Tower, or we could have gone back and done them, require shields such as the mirror shield to use. So because there is no actual equipment selection screen and our sword, like between the Kokiri and the Razor and the Gilded Sword, it switches automatically, they wouldn't have put the Great Fairy Sword in to switch automatically, because then we wouldn't be able to use our shield, if that makes any sense. The reason that it is two-handed though, and they couldn't just made it one-handed, is because it is the most powerful sword in the game. As the Great Fairy said, that is no lie. It is more powerful than the Gilded Sword. It's really not too bad having as a C item if you have like the GameCube controller like I do, because normally I would use the C stick for my C items, but using X, Y, or Z really isn't too bad for using the sword. Like I have it on X right now. That's most likely where I'm going to be using it if I use it, which I will be. But X is just right by, you know, A and B, so it's really not too difficult to use. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. We've completed pretty much all of Stone Tower now. We've done 100% of the Stone Tower Temple. There are just a couple more side quests to do before we actually head to the final scene. I'd say the next 2, 3, 4 episodes, I don't know how many, we will be just, you know, completing the 100% status before we actually head to the final area. Because there is still quite a bit to do, whether you believe it or not. Like if I open up my menu here, we can see we still have 5 masks to get, not including this one, by the way, that's a special mask. But anyway, we have 5 masks to get, and well, we still have 4 whole heart containers, so I mean there's still quite a bit to do. So anyway, point being, oh, and also we have our last bottle. I almost forgot about that. So anyway, we're just going to be completing that for the next couple episodes, and then we will finish the game. We're almost there. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.